vinyl community. It's Brian. Today's video is inspired by Mike, TCAT's Deep Vinyl Tracks. Recently he did a video in which he showed his entire 45 7-inch record collection. So when I saw that, I was reminded of how few records I have in that format, but I probably have a similar amount to Mike, and I do see an incredible amount of 7-inch records in the VC, and I never really loved the 7-inch format, and I have bought some over the years, but I don't really have that much. Most of what I have is most of it is inherited by from family members, or found or given to me. So I'm going to talk about almost all of my 7-inch records. I have a small number I'm going to keep for a different video. And just to say also that if I had the choice, I would often buy the 12-inch single, which is why I have quite a few 12-inch singles, but a very small number of 7-inch singles, and they're all contained, almost all of them are in this box. I have a few up on the shelf, which I will include in the part 2. I'm going to do this in 2 parts because I think there's too much for one video. So I haven't looked in this box for a long time, so I think I remember most of what's in here, but I didn't preview this, so it's going to be a surprise to me too. And and just judging by the first thing, I know that I have opened this because this thing is a flexi disc from 2013. So obviously I opened this box and threw this in at some point. This is Drugs of Faith, a song called Reanimation. Now I don't even know where I got this. I don't know where it's from. I don't know anything about this band. So that's kind of weird that it's there, but I guess I opened this about 10 years ago to throw that in. So yeah, okay, so here, I'll just go through them, and I'm not going to say too much because that would take a long time, but we have the Beatles, I'll Get You, and She Loves You. Now looks like 3 Beatles singles that were my family or belonged to my parents. This one's really in terrible shape. There's nothing really special about these. They're probably not worth any money. And this one has quite a lot of stains, I just noticed here. So that's either coffee or red wine or maybe blood. I think blood would be the best answer to that question. Second Beatles one is Ask Me Why and Please Please Me. Again, this is really beat up. This one actually is cracked. I just realized it's got a crack in it. So I wouldn't obviously play any of these. I Saw Her Standing There, I Want to Hold Your Hand, in similar terrible shape with various stains on them. Who knows what that is? So the only reason I have those is because they were in my house for years, and I guess I grabbed them at some point. Now, I think I mentioned that my hometown, the place I grew up, didn't have a record store when I was younger, but there was a store where you could buy 7-inch singles, and sometimes I did buy a couple there. They were on a pegboard on the wall, and this is one I remember buying. It's Elton John and Kiki D, Don't Go Breaking My Heart, which is a truly atrocious song. I guess I liked it then. The flip side is Snow Queen. This is actually in pretty good shape, but I would never play this because I hate that song. Although I do like some early Elton John, I would never play this because it's horrible. Next is Jimmy Gilmer and the Fireballs. A-side is Sugar Shack. Well, that's a song I do remember. I think my parents played this, and the flip side is My Heart Is Free. Don't know what that is. This is interesting. Sometimes I remember exactly where I got these. My high school had a jukebox in the cafeteria, and they would often swap out the records, and if you were there at the right time, they would just hand out the ones they took out to anybody else. This is Dexy's Midnight Runners, Come On Eileen, and the flip side is Dubious, 1982. Okay, this is a band called Bond. The A-side is Dancing on a Saturday Night. Now, I do remember that track. The flip side is Mardi Gras. I don't know about that song. I don't know that song. It's in okay shape. That probably would be playable. All right. Wild Cherry. Play the funky music. White Boy. And the flip side is The Lady Wants Your Money. 1976. This looks like it's in okay shape. All right, so here's one that I actually do like. It's Peter Gabriel, Big Time, and the flip side is We Do What We're Told, both from So, and it looks like it's in really good shape. But I'm unlikely to play it because I don't really play 45s. The Kings, a Canadian band. The A-side is Partyitis. This is a promotional copy. The B-side is It's Okay. Now, if you know any King songs, which is unlikely unless you're Canadian, the two you'll know is This Beat Goes On, which blends into switching to Glide. That would be the song you'd probably know. I don't know if you'd know this one. I guess I got some airplay. Okay, so this is Johnny Cash, The Matador on one side, and Still in Town on the other. And like so many other 7-inch records here, it's in really rough shape, so I'm not going to play this either. Okay, Derek and the Dominoes, Layla, and the flip side is I'm Yours. But yeah, this is kind of rough too, so I probably would never play that. In fact, I should probably get rid of some of these. Why do I still have them, you might ask? A band called the Kingston Trio. This side has a song called Ruby Red, and the other side is Tom Dooley. So I do remember the track Tom Dooley because my parents played it. We had one of those old console stereo systems with the lid you lifted up, and then the 8-track player and the turntable, which had a ceramic stylus, and if it started to skip, you'd just tape a penny or two to the head shell, and that usually solved the skipping issue. This is Deep Purple, Smoke on the Water, edited version, backed with Smoke on the Water, edited version. So they're different lengths. One's 348, one's 434. So that's that. Again, I'm not sure I would play any of these. Okay, this is, I don't know, I remember getting this, but I don't remember why. This is a Queen, Crazy Little Thing Called Love. And the flip side is Spread Your Wings. Not in bad shape. 1979. Okay, so this is Billy Joel. It's still rock and roll to me. You know, I'm not really a fan. The flip side is Through the Long Night, which is an atrocious song. Now, I do have some Billy Joel records because I actually don't mind The Strangler. I think that's... No, The Strangler. The Stranger. I think that's okay. But I'm not really a fan. And I have some that I acquired somehow. I don't know how. Brian Ferry, The Right Stuff, backed with the Brooklyn mix of The Right Stuff. Again, I don't know where I got that from. Okay. Oh boy. So this is a promotional copy of Phil Collins' Sussudio, a song that no one ever needs to hear again. The other side is I Like the Way. I don't think I know that song, but on the other hand, this is in really good shape, but I'm not going to play it. Well, this is Genesis, Misunderstanding, backed by Behind the Lines, from Duke, which I would say is the last truly good Genesis record, and this is in pretty good shape. I don't know where I got it, but it has some sort of inventory label, but yeah, that's pretty good. Some of these I do remember from my sister. This is obviously from my sister. It's Cliff Richard, Devil Woman, and the flip side is Love On, Shine On. I don't know if I know that song, but I know Devil Woman. Yeah. Another promotional 45. The A side is it's Don Henley, Not Enough Love in This World. I'm not really a Don Henley fan. Don Henley, Man with a Mission. I will say I didn't mind the track Boys of Summer. I thought that was pretty good, but here we go. Let's see. Boston, More Than a Feeling with Smokin'. And interestingly, there's someone's name scribbled on here. It says Debbie, and I remember who that is. She was a friend of my sister's, so the question is, how did my sister get this? And I guess I just got it from her. My sister gave away all of her records at one point to a neighbor without consulting me, and it made me kind of really upset because she had, you know, Led Zeppelin and all sorts of things. But I ended up with some of her 45s, which are in really rough shape and kind of uninteresting. But this is one I like. I don't know where I got this from. This is the Heartland, the Matt Johnson thing, which was him and then later a band. And the flip side is Born in the New SA, which I guess is that South Africa? I can't remember. Yeah, pretty good. Then this is Utopia, One World in a sleeve that is falling apart. The flip side is Last Dollar on Earth, 1982. And again, not in the best of shape. I doubt I would ever try to play that. So just when you think you've got to the worst one, there's Phil Collins, another promotional record, Don't Lose My Number. And the other side is We Said Hello Goodbye. I don't know what that is. This is 1985. Wow. Yeah. Here is a novelty song, really. Ray Stevens, The Streak. I think that was, my sister loved that song. The other side is You've Got the Music Inside. I don't really know what that is. The Guess Who, flip side, or this is Clap for the Wolfman, and the flip side is Road Food. And again, not in the best of shape. I'll do one more and wrap it up, and then I'll do part 2 because keep them a little shorter. This is the Honey Drippers, Sea of Love. Again, in a sleeve that's falling apart. The flip side is I Get a Thrill. This, of course, is the Robert Plant, Jimmy Page, etc. outfit from the record Volume 1, and they never did a Volume 2, which is irritating. So there is about half of my 45s, except for the few that I'm holding on to, and I'll do a part 2. So thanks for watching.